A very good afternoon, one and all. On the behalf of HSLC Food, our respected principal, Dr. Neha Jaftini Madam, I wholeheartedly welcome all of you for second session, which is on how to use Google Meet for online learning and teaching by Mr. Srikant Baske. Before we start the webinar, I would like to introduce Mr. Srikant Baske. Srikant Baske is ME, Master of Engineering in Thermal Research Area, and currently he is pursuing PhD in Mechatronics. On behalf of Inspiration and Guide by our respected IC Principal, Dr. Neha Jaftini, I wholeheartedly welcome Mr. Srikant Baske for today's wonderful session with us. Over to you, sir. Srikant sir, you can proceed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Milind sir. I am yet to complete my doctorate. Till now, I'm Mr. Srikant Baste. Uh, so the session will be discussing on the Google Meet application, which is developed by Google itself. So formally, when we talk about Google Meet, it is providing a video communication software. Nowadays, most of the people are preferring Google Meet. Few days back or few years back, when Google launched this Meet application in March 2017, at that time, we were known about the Google apps, and those Google apps were known as Google Hangout, and the other is the Google Chat. So this is the modified version of Google Hangout. Initially, when Google launched this system in March 2017, at that time, people were aware of Hangout system. So during the start of launch of this application software, the number of people that we can add in the Google Meet software were restricted to 30 people. But Google Meet has picked up in the March 2020. During this pandemic situation, Google Meet has grasped the maximum users. People are moving towards the Google Meet because it is very much user friendly. Again, when it comes to Google, we know that chat or the meeting that we are attending through the Google Meet software, they are very much secured. You don't need any extra software. We do not need any extra Android app or anything. We just have to go onto the Google and sign in into your Gmail account, and you can access all the apps. You can access all the Google function, Google Meet application, Google Classroom, Google Calendar, everything we can access. But if you want for your own personal use, if you want to save your time, if you don't want to go every time in the browser, at that time, what we can do, I'll just download all these apps in my phone. If you do not have the app, it is not mandatory to download that Google Meet app. So invitees can join directly by using their web browser. They can directly join the meeting by using their cell phones as well. Now, when we want to use the Google application, the first and the very important thing is to log in the Gmail account. We can access number of application after signing in the Gmail account. So when we talk about the Google Meet software, if the meeting of Google Meet allows the 100 participant, and the by default setting, if you are a personal user, if you are signing it by using your regular Gmail account, then the participation limit is 100 participants. If you're a G Suite user, if you are buying it for your business, if you're buying it for your organization, at that time, after the duration of 6 months, if you successfully verified by the Google, your G Suite account is successfully verified. After that, we can go ahead and the meeting can be extended to the 250 people. Now, it is not restricted to the people of your organization. You can invite any people. If you are a G Suite user, you can add up to 250 people. They can be your organization people, or they can be outside the organization as well. So the limit for personal account, the Google Meet offers 100 participants, and for business version or for educational version or a G Suite user, they can add up to 250 people. So that is what the limit. So when next is to get the important features of Google Meet. As we say that it is a reliable source, it is developed and modified by the Google. So we can say that the search and the meeting are completely and highly secured. The owners, the person who is hosting the meeting has all the rights. He has all the rights whom to add in the meeting and whom to remove from the meeting. If you're sharing your Google Meet code, if you want people to join in your meeting, you just have to share the code. Or the person who is hosting the meeting has all the rights to add you in the Google group, and he can send you the invitation to join the Google Meet. Next, if you want to join by using in the Google Meet application, there are several ways. We can add the people by using an email invitation. You can directly send an email to the people, the person whom you wants to join your Google Meet application or Google Meeting. They can directly join by adding it in the guest list. You're free to use the device independent. The Google Meet application or the Google Meet is completely independent of the sources or the devices that you're using. You can use your computer, you can use your cell phone directly to log in the meeting. So these are the very important features of Google Meet. Now we'll see how the Google Calendar, how to integrate or how to host a meeting by using the Google Meet application. You can integrate all the Google apps that you are using. You can integrate your Google Classroom. You can integrate your Google Calendar. You can synchronize your laptop calendar. You can synchronize your mobile calendar with your Google application. And it will send you an automatic notification that you have a meeting after 10 minutes. You have a meeting after 1 hour. That is our choice. That will be the reminder that we have to set before starting the meeting or before an event starts. By using the Google Meet software, we can share your screen. Now, when you want to share your screen by using the Google Meet software, or the way if you want to share anything with the participant who are present in the meeting, we can directly log in the Google Meeting, and you are free to share whatever the content on your screen and whatever the content you want to show to the people. So these two applications or these two features are provided by the Google. Whatever the application who are running on your screen will be shown to the users, and if you want to present your entire screen, that also the feature available on the Google Meet application while sharing the screen. You can host the maximum largest capacity, or the peoples that you can add by using Google Meet is 250 people. Now, there is one more feature that Google Meet has updated in the current updates of last month. They have integrated the live stream. You can now live stream your uh, Google Meeting, and it has no limit. Let's say I have a participation limit of 250 people. So I can either add 250 people in my meeting, but what if they are exceeding? What if they reaches to 500? What if they reaches to 1000? At that time, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to start the live stream. The live stream will help you to transfer your Google Meet meeting onto the Hangout. And the people who are joining your meeting can simply sign in Google and attend your meeting. So there is this feature is available in the G Suite application, that you can host the live meeting. Up to number of viewers you can add in your domain, you can add in your meeting. If you're exceeding the 250 max count, you can simply shift your Google Meeting to a broadcasting. That is the live streaming of your lecture or live streaming of your meeting. One more important feature of Google Meet that we get in the organization, that is the G Suite application, is the recording feature. You can record your meetings, and after recording your meetings, the host has the rights to record the meeting. But while starting the recording, it will ask the consent. It will ask the consent of the people who are present in the meeting. If there are 500 people are present in your meeting.
Second, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please wait for 1 minute. There is one query in a chat box. Audio is not clear. Dear participant, is audio is clear?
Now it is clear.
Oh, okay. And
audio is clear. Audio is clear.
Audio is clear. Naina ma'am, this query is by Naina ma'am. आप मोबाइल से कर रहे हैं कि if you are using mobile, आपके लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे एक ईयरफोन का आइकॉन आएगा. हाँ, तो ईयरफोन को क्लिक करो. अभी ऑडियो इज क्लियर? नैना मैम, ठीक है. ओके, इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी प्लीज you can put in a chat box. Okay, thank you. Please proceed, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Hope I am clearly audible.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we can record. This recording feature is available in the Google Meet. Now, what Google Meet is using to record your software is the Google Drive. When you host your meeting and start the recording, the files will be automatically saved on your Google Meeting. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to take any extra efforts for downloading or for saving that work of the recording of the meeting. So you don't have to worry about that. If you accidentally click exit button, it will automatically share you the link of the video meeting which has been recorded, and that link is shared on your Google Drive. That video file is available. Now, Google Speech Recognition is also available. If someone is unable, like they are not able to hear the audio, they can start the captions which are present at the bottom of the meeting. So when they click that, it will automatically give the chat box comment. It will automatically give the person who is talking, the person who is delivering the lecture, they automatically, the letters will appear on your screen, and you can automatically get what the person is trying to say. So that is available in the Google Meeting. The live caption feature is available. Again, the drawback, or what we can say, the captions which are available, they are available in English. So whatever, let's say if I'm hosting a meeting, I'll host my meeting now. If I'm hosting my meeting, it will automatically show, do you want to turn on the caption? If you select yes, then the captions will be automatically delivered on the screen. They'll be shown on your screen. The captions available are in English. Now, these are the features. These are the most common things that we observe, we see in the Google login. When you log in the meeting, they will automatically see all these features: Google Meet, Hangout, Google Calendar, Google Drive, spreadsheets, PPTs, Google People. So these all features are available once you log in your Google account. Now, how to use that, how to use Google Meeting application, how to use the Google Meet application. We'll have a demonstration now. The one who are using on your cell phone, if you are using Google Meet, you can download that Google Meet software, which is available on the Play Store. You can download that software and you can sign in. So whenever you are getting the notification, whenever the meeting is scheduled, you will automatically click on that link and it will open the software. If you're opening that or handling that Google Meet on your browser, you can simply log in onto the meet.google.com or directly click on the icon which is available on your screen. So this is the icon on the screen which will be available for you. You can directly start the meeting. So I'll navigate my window to the Google Meeting, how it works and what we do need to know about the basics of Google Meet software. So my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm just simply opening my Gmail. Once I open my Gmail, I will see the number of options are available here. So these are the options which are available on my screen. Here you can see number of Google apps which are available on your screen. So this you will have to simply select here. It will first application, you will see Gmail, Google Drive, Google Doc, Google Sheet, Google Slide, Calendar, Chat, and Meet. So we just have to simply click here. This is the application. This is what we want. So Google Meet, once you click here, it will automatically navigate you to the home screen of your Google Meet software. Now this home screen comprises of the date and time. This is the first thing. Onto the left side, you can see date and time, which is indicated the current time, which is synchronized with your computer. Next, if you want to host a meeting, now you can join the meeting and you can host the meeting as well. It will show the login detail here. Accidentally, sometime what happens, we have multiple logins in our phone or on our desktop. So the simplest way to remove that, you don't have to sign out from all your email accounts. You don't have to sign out from your Gmail accounts. See, if I want to access my personal Google Meet, so what I'll do, I'll simply click here and I'll open my another Gmail account. It will opening me, and after opening, you will simply click here Google Meet. So when I log in, when I try to log in, it is taking my personal email ID. You can see this onto the screen. It is my personal account, that is baste.srikanth@gmail.com. And if I want to use my organization email or organization Google Meet, I'll simply have to click here, go on to the app Google Meet. Now you can see the application. This is my organization email. This is my sign in. So without signing out from the system, I'm able to switch my meeting. I'm able to switch from one to the another without signing out from the Google. Now on your screen, if your Google Calendar is synchronized, if your Google Calendar is synchronized with your Google Meet, you will see the schedule. If your meeting is scheduled at 4 to 5 p.m., that 4 to 5 p.m. will be seen just here onto this side, nothing scheduled today. So this is where it will show you the meeting. If you are scheduling the meeting for today, we'll have a demonstration for that, how to schedule that, how you will get to know that whether your meeting has started, at what time your meeting will be. So it will be appearing here. I haven't scheduled anything, so it is showing nothing is scheduled for today's work. Here you can see onto this, there are two options are provided on the home screen of Google Meet. First one is the join, and second option is the start a meeting. So I'll just simply click here, join or start a meeting. Now, if you're joining this meeting, if you're starting this meeting, this is the common window. Now, if I enter the details, let's say I am receiving an email address, I'm receiving an email from the person with the Google Meet, I'll simply join that meeting. Okay. So how that notification, now I want to start a meeting. We'll learn first how to start a meeting. So I'll write here Srikanth Baste. This is my meeting name. This will be appearing onto the meeting title at the bottom side. In order to start the meeting, click here, continue. So I'll just click here, the continue icon. And after continuing, it will ask your consent, whether you want to start your video, whether you want to start your camera. So you can simply turn off your camera as well. You can switch off your mic, and it will ask you, it will again give you two options. The first option is join or to present. Now, if you are a host, you can directly log in because you have directly created the link. Okay, so for the time being, I'll click here, join now. So I have joined the Google meeting. Okay, so this is the option. This is the option which will be available on your home screen, that how to add the people, how you want to share this code with the people, the participant or the students whom you want to attend this meeting. Remember, this is the name which I have given for my meeting. You can write here your subject name, your preferred name, whatever you want to write, that will be displayed here. Now you can, options are available here. Two options are available. Either you can join this, copy this joining info. I have copied this info. Okay. Or you can directly add the people. So if I add the people, I'll simply write the people whom I want to add. So this is my another account which I am adding. And it is showing that this account is not a organization email, but still I'll send the email. This is the home screen of the Google Meet. Sometimes it may happen you accidentally click that key, I'm not getting the joining information, where to find the joining information. Look at the bottom left of your screen. This is the meeting name, that is which we have given earlier, that is Shrikant Baste. I'll simply click here, and here you will find the meeting information. If you accidentally close that first window, which is appeared once you log in inside the Google Meet application, you can simply copy the joining information and send it to the required participant. Now I have received an email to the person whom I sent. You can directly copy paste this code and send this to the people whom you want to add. They will directly get the they will directly get the link for the Google Meet software. Now, once they receive the software, once they received the meeting joining info, now how it will look like. We'll have a demonstration for that as well. Now, this is the second email which I have given to join the meeting. Now, Shrikant Baste, this is the meeting notification which I have received now. Shrikant Baste happening now. Shrikant Baste is live. And here the option is given join meeting. Okay. Now, if I click here, join meeting, it will automatically take the personal, or it will automatically take the email address which you have signed. Now, right now I have signed Shrikant Baste's account. So I'll just switch my account. Okay, I'll log in from my another browser. So this is how your email will be seen, join a meeting. So let's say if I'm joining it from the same meeting, I'll simply join the meeting. I have clicked the link, I have switched off my microphone, and I have clicked join now. So here you can see the participant available here are two, Shrikant Baste, and the second name is also Shrikant Baste because I haven't changed my email address. So that's why it will be showing the two emails. So this is how the person will be added in your meeting. This is how we are hosting the meeting.
Shrikant sir.
Yes, sir.
There is one question in a chat box from Dr. Evelyn ma'am. If Google Meet audio is sometimes unclear when students' camera and audio are simultaneously on, why does it happen?
Ma'am, mostly whenever you are on your Google Meet application software, As if we compare Google Meet with the other software, Google Meet is taking or consuming your more data or more bandwidth. If the students are simultaneously switching on their camera and their audio, most probably it will focus on the camera function, and it is lowering your bandwidth, and that's why the disturbance is created in the audio and video meeting.
Okay. There is one more question from Professor Lata Sardesai ma'am. Google Drive has limitations of storage now, only of about 15 GB. Why so how it can be exceeded free? Srikant sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lata ma'am?
Yes.
मॅम 15 GB बाय डिफॉल्ट तुम्हाला फ्री मिळतं.
हो, पण जर का मीटिंग रेकॉर्ड केलेली असेल तर इट इज गोइंग टू एक्सीड दॅट 15 GB ऑल्सो बिकॉज टू मेनी व्हिडिओज वी कॅनॉट स्टोर.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Ma'am, there is one.
It asks for go for payments.
येस येस त्याचं खूप चांगलं प्लॅन आहे की जे मी घेतलं आहे. पर इयर तुम्हाला मिनिमम 1300 पे करावे लागतात फॉर 100 GB, जे मी ऑलरेडी पेड घेतलेलं आहे, पेड व्हर्जन. So you can buy that 100 GB for फक्त 1300 रुपयेच आहेत, 1300.
And can I join with my Yahoo account, or I do have to have only Gmail account?
Ma'am, you have to have only Gmail account for signing in the meetings of Google.
Yes, any questions from other participant? You can raise hand, then I will unmute. एक मिनट मैं. Yes, any questions from other participant? You can raise your hand, or you can directly speak with our resource person. Yes? No question? Okay.
Everyone is understanding. If I'm too fast, let me know.
No. The speed is correct. No. There is no problem.
Okay. So.
Hello.
Yes.
हाँ सर, अगर सामने वाले को व्हाट्सएप पे करना चाहें तो जीमेल पे ना भेज कर केवल व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज कर दें तो चलेगा?
चलेगा मैम, चलेगा.
हाँ, क्योंकि जरूर नहीं तो सबको मेल करना पड़ेगा ना.
यस मैम.
तो अगर हम लोग उसको सिलेक्ट करके व्हाट्सएप पे कर दें, इज इट ओके?
Yes ma'am, yes ma'am. I'll see what you have to do. If you're on your phone, you can directly copy paste, but if you're on laptop, you can switch on to WhatsApp web and copy paste this information. Copy joining info. Once you paste here, I'll paste in my browser first. See ma'am, if I paste this information here, it is directly giving you the link.
Okay.
The same link you have to forward it on the WhatsApp web if you are using desktop or laptop.
अंजना मैम.
जी सर.
आप ना क्या करो, लैपटॉप पे सपोज आप लैपटॉप यूज कर रहे हैं ना, तो आपका जो मोबाइल का है व्हाट्सएप पे आप स्टार्ट करो ऑन वाया लैपटॉप, और उधर से आप व्हाट्सएप आप यूज कर सकते हैं. यस, एनी क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम अदर पार्टिसिपेंट? यू कैन. यस एवलिन मैम. यस, एनी क्वेश्चंस? Okay. Srikant sir, you can proceed now.
Okay sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So on our screen we can see Google Meet application is running with my hosting. So this is my application of Google Meet. Now this window is divided in the various portions: left bottom corner, right corner, on left side, right side. First, we'll go from top to bottom. This is indicating you the number of people who are joining your meeting. So if I click here, so it will show the people who are in my meeting. It will automatically display the list. And if you want to add people, if you don't want to send them the link, or if you want to avoid them to add from any other medium, you can simply click here as well, add a people. So invitees, you can directly get the email address, you can type their name. So this is how we can add the people from the people itself. The second window under this section is given for the chat. If you're writing here something, So it will automatically pop up the message and give you the notification that someone is asking the question. So this is the chat function which is given by the Google Meet. So this is the second icon, chat with the people. So if you click here, it will automatically open. This is a shortcut key which you can directly open the chat of the invitees or the persons who are attending your meeting. Third, the timing is shown here. The fourth thing is given here. It is showing you. Now, let's say if I switch on my camera, your camera will be shown here. Your camera will be shown here. You will be appeared in this small tiny icon that you are presenting a meeting, that you are hosting a meeting, your camera is switched on. That will be showed here. You can simply click here. It will automatically ping your screen, or the person who is talking, you can directly ping on the screen. If you're host, it will show your face. It will show the options which are available to you. Now onto the bottom side, you will see from the left side, this is the meeting information that you are hosting. If you want to share something, if you want to share the material with the students, if you want to directly navigate, if you want them to directly go onto the drive, you can directly attach the material here. This is the attachment option. Now this is the Google Calendar. If you are attaching the Google Calendar, that Google Calendar will automatically show your event, whatever the events that are lined up here. So this is the option which is available under this section onto the bottom left side of your window. Now this is onto the middle side, you will observe three buttons. That three are nothing but, first is your microphone, second to put off the call or to leave the meeting, and third to start or off your video. If you want to turn off your video, or if you want to mute yourself, then you have to click this option. So first is the microphone. If I switch on this, it will appear white. That means my microphone is on. And if you click on back again here, it will show you the red color. Similar to the video, if you switch on the video cam, it will show you the color white that you have switched on your camera, and if will show you the red color if it is off. Now, as discussed in the slides, that Google provides you the applications, caption, live caption, whatever you are talking here. So you can simply click here. This is the option which is available to turn on the captions. So this, you can automatically turn on the caption. The video size will be shortened and it will be automatically showing the captions. So whatever I'm discussing here will be shown as a caption. If I say, hello, how are you? And whatever you're saying, if you're in a flow, it will automatically turn on the caption, subtitles, what we can say. It will automatically give you the information, what user is trying to say. So you can toggle the switch on and off by using this. Captions you can turn on. If they are turned on, they are to be indicated as a green. And if it is off, it will be showing a pure white color as indicated on the screen. The next option which is available is the present now screen. Now, if you want to present your screen, if you want the users to see your screen, you simply have to click here, present. Now, if you are using the Chrome, it will give you three options. First is your entire screen. If you want to present a part of window, or if you want to use a Chrome tab, a particular Chrome tab, because most of the time we have a habit to open number of multiple tabs in our window. So you can simply switch on any of these options and present your screen. Now, if I want to present, if I want the students or the people who are attending the meeting, I want to show my entire screen. So simply you have to click here, present your entire screen. Now it will automatically pop up this window, whether it will ask your consent, whether you want to show your entire screen. Now you can observe here, most of the people are getting confused while operating this presentation feature, because they are saying we are not able to see this share button. So what you have to see, what you have to ensure that you are clicking this window, then that button will appear. If you are not clicking, if you are not allowing that to share your screen, the button will not highlight. So if I start sharing, it will show that you are sharing your screen. Now, while sharing, it will automatically give you two options. So first option is stop sharing, and you want to hide this option. Okay. So whatever on your screen will be presented now, whether it is a PPT, whether it is an Excel sheet, or whether it is a Word file, or whether it is a PDF, it will automatically show you this feature. And if you want to stop your, if you don't want people to see your screen, if you don't want the people to access my, to look at my emails, if you don't want the people to see what you're doing on your desktop, if you want to avoid that, you can simply stop presenting, and you can select the second option which is available during the presentation. It is asking you a window. So if you click here, it will open up the windows which are available on your screen. So these are the windows which are currently operated by you on your screen. So you can select if you want to show people, if you want them to be on the PDF screen. So I'll just open my OneNote. When my OneNote is open here, so I want people to see only this part. I don't want them to see any other portion. So what I'll do, I'll simply go back in my meeting and select the option a window. After selecting this a window, it will navigate me the options. Meet, you want to show this window, or you want to show your OneNote. So I want them to see only this, that is MEMS OneNote. This is I want them to see only my OneNote application. So I'll share my screen. I'll select the application which you want. If you are presenting your PPT, you can select your PPT. But if you are using any other application, that also you can select. So if you click here, MEMS, that is my OneNote application. So I'll click here, share. Now you are able to see only OneNote on my screen. You're not able to see any other application. You'll able to see only the application which was available on my screen. Now, sometimes what happen when you're operating Google Meet present screen, if you want to present something, let's say if I minimize this, sometimes it is quite difficult. The windows are not shown whether that Microsoft PPT is open or not, whether any other things, my OneNote or my Word file or my Foxit reader, are they open, whether they want to present anything on your screen. So it will ask the consent before you want to present anything. You have a close look what exactly you want to present. So these are the options. These are the applications which are currently running on my system. I can present, I can select anything which I want them to see. At that time, they are only able to see the Google, whatever you want to show them, that will be seen. So I'll select, you can see. Now what has changed? I'll go back on my screen. And the person, if whatever I'm presenting, that presentation is nothing but only about the application software, that is the OneNote software. So that is what I'm presenting right now. This is the presentation. See, I am on my Google Meet application, but the users are seeing this. So whatever I am doing on my PC is not seen to anyone. They'll be seeing only this screen on your on their application. Now students do complain, or the people who are on the mobile phone, they complain ki we are not able to see your presentation, we are not able to see the fonts or something. The screen is quite small on mobile phone. So what you can do, when the person is presenting, you can pinch zoom that. Once you pinch zoom, the presentation will automatically, the size of your presentation will automatically increase. You can observe that. Or just double tap on your phone screen, the presenter screen, double tap on that. It will show you the enlarged view of the things which are available on the screen. If someone is presenting PPT, PDF, or any other thing, that can be enlarged by using a pinch zoom, or just simply double tap on that.
Srikanth sir, there is one question from Lakshman sir. If you have any question, you can. Lakshman sir.
No, I get it now. No, sir.
Okay, thank you. There is one question in chat box from raised by Lata Sardesi ma'am. Every participant has to have Gmail account. That means, can I join with my Yahoo account?
No, sir. We are no, ma'am. We are supposed to use only the Gmail as we are using the Gmail account. The first and the basic thing that we'll be requiring is a Gmail account to sign in and to use the Google Meet.
Okay. One more question from Professor Dr. Ablin ma'am. How does one use Google Meet with another share screen simultaneously? Can a demo be given?
How the just a moment,
How?
I'll read the question, sir.
Yes, you can check, sir. Chat.
Lata ma'am, can any
No,
student...
Dr. Ablin ma'am.
Okay.
Ablin
How
Alfonso.
does one use Google Meet with another share screen simultaneously? Can a demo be given? Google Meet with another. Okay, ma'am. If you want to share the other screen, and if you don't want to be on the Google Meet screen, the option available here. Just now I have selected that option. I have opened an application. I'll demonstrate once again. What we have to do, if you want to share the part of screen, if you want people to open, see only your PPT. So at that time, what are we supposed to do? You can click here on present now, select a window, and it will pop up a message. And that message will be showing, you have to search whether your where is your PPT, whatever you want to show on the screen. So if I select this Meet, so this is my presentation which I want to show it to the participant now. So you can simply click here, share. Now how that window will appear, that window is appearing like this. So without changing anything or without showing people what are my other application, you can see the screen. This is the part of screen. Now you are free to do anything on your PC. You can do login in another accounts. You can watch the videos, or you can have a look at the notes as well. But people on the screen, people on the meeting are able to see only this.
Yes, sir, there is one more question from Professor Lata ma'am. Can any student
kick off other student from the meeting control meeting? Controls can be given to organization or a viewer also, that has an option. No, ma'am. When we use Google Meet, Google Meet has a quite simple option. If I click here, it is giving me 3 options: pin screen, mute the chat, and remove from the meeting. Now this feature is only available for the host. This feature is only available for the host. The person, the attendees cannot kick each other out from the meeting, and even they cannot mute each other. Host has all the rights.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, there is one more question from Professor Krupa Shah ma'am in chat.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
we have a long question to show in Word document, and another document in which we are solving it. Displayed at the same time on share screen option. Can it be displayed on the same time? Ma'am, you can display the same question and answer at the same time. But what you have to do while sharing the screens of both application, you will have to share your entire screen to the students. Now I'll demonstrate this as well. Let's say I want to show my OneNote application and this PPT simultaneously to the student. Is there any feature to make someone a co-host? Okay, we'll get back to the second question. The first question, ma'am, you're supposed to do this thing. Just a moment. This is my application, which is I want people to see this. I'll just exit this. Ma'am, you can just resize this function Windows screen and press the right key. If you want 2 screens simultaneously to be on the screen, you can press the function key and Windows key and a right key. So it will divide your part of the window in half, and you want the people to see this two window. One is the question and second is the application answer of the question. Now I have divided my screen into two parts. One is showing the answer and right side is showing the question. Now while presenting on the Google Meet application, what I'll have to do, I'll have to just select the entire screen, and once I open my entire screen, it will share you this option. It will show the both the option which are available on your screen. So I'll simply show how that application will be seen. Now you can see my two windows on your screen. If you are able to see, both the windows simultaneously are on the user, and even it is for very easy for me to work on the simultaneous windows, because the question is available on the right side and the answer is available on the left side. So students can see the part of the window can be shared, but we have to do the adjustment with on the screen.
Yes, Krupa ma'am. Hello ma'am, Krupa ma'am. Hello Krupa ma'am, is there any question from your side? Okay, sir. Prerna, there is one more question from Prerna, Professor Prerna Jatau in chat box.
Is there a feature to make someone a co-host? Ma'am, till now Google has not given any rights to create a co-host. The person who is hosting the meeting is itself a host. So this feature is not yet available. Is it possible to have a separate session with a practice session on this share screen features? Surely, ma'am. No problem.
Yes, we will arrange, ma'am. We will arrange.
Someone is writing on the screen.
एक मिनट sir. एक मिनट. I have all details. Dear student, please. Okay. Sir, please, you can proceed now.
Okay, sir.
सर मुझे सब पता है इधर कौन क्या कर रहा है. ठीक है.
So this is the part screen that we are presenting. I'll stop my presentation now. Stop presenting. Now the options which are available under the sections of people, three options are provided to you. First one is to pin the screen. If you want, it is very difficult for you to find out of 250 people whose screen has been presented. Sometimes it is automatically showing, but that depends on the setting that you are doing in the Google Meet application. But if you want to see a particular person, let's say I want to see what XYZ is doing, so you can simply pin the screen. If you pin the screen, it will not navigate you anywhere on the Google Meet. It will only showing you the person's screen, that is on the home screen. So I am able to see because I have pinned the screen of person. Now where this feature has to be used, this feature has to be used if you are presenting, if you are going for a live lecture, if you are hosting someone and third person is your we can say industry person, and he is using Google Meet. So you will be sending them the invitation, but you want people on to see his screen on YouTube. So you can simply click here, pin the chat, pin the person. So that person's screen will be automatically seen, and it will not change until and unless you unpin that person. The second option is, now this is the option which will be available to the host only, to mute person. To mute the participant which are available in your meeting, you can directly mute them through the people list. Third option is available, remove from the meeting. Now you can directly remove that person from the meeting if you want. If that person is accidentally started the sharing screen, or if his mic is too noisy, you can simply remove that person from the meeting. But that person can again join the meeting. After kicking out from the meeting, he or she can directly join the meeting after clicking that code once again. So that is the three options available. Now the same options will be available on your cell phone as well. Pin, mute and remove from the meeting. So these are the options. Now here you can see more option is available. This is all about the present now screen. You can click on the part of the screen if you want to use any tab. Now please do not get confused while using Chrome and Edge software or any other application. If you are using Chrome, it will show you this 3 application. But if you are on Edge, so if I'm opening my Edge account, I'll open my inbox. If you are using Edge or any other browser, it will show you the different applications or the meetings. At that time, the present option will be changed. Just a moment. Okay, so you will see only these 2 options, your entire screen and a window. So this 2 option will be seen in the other browsers. If you are using Edge, if you are using Firefox or Safari browser, so at that time you will be able to see only 2 options. The first option is to present entire screen or to present a tab. That 2 options will be available. Now this is my Edge. Okay, sir, it is taking more time than the usual.
Okay, no problem, sir.
So if you are using other browsers apart from Chrome, it will show you these 2 options. First one is your entire screen and a window. But if you are using Chrome, at that time it will show you this Chrome tab. So this feature is available with the Chrome only, that you are sharing a part of a tab with a Chrome browser. Okay, so otherwise it will show you 2 options only, that to join by using the Edge or by any other software application, or if any third party application.
Srikant, sir? Dear participant, due to some technical glitches, we will wait for some time.
ओके सर, मी करतो परत प्रेझेंट करतो. ओके सर, ओके सर. सर हां सर, आता कुठपर्यंत ऐकलेलं, म्हणजे कुठून लेफ्ट झालो मी? अच्छा 5 मिनिटं, म्हणजे मग मी असंच बडबड करतो. ओके, चालेल सर, चालेल. हां. Sir, my screen is visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, I'll get back.
Sir, there is
Sir.
one more question. Is
Yes,
the whiteboard facilities inbuilt?
Sir, instead of question, no? So you can use whiteboard, but inbuilt function provided by Google is Google Jamboard.
Okay.
So Google Jamboard, you can use that feature which is provided by Google itself, Google Jamboard.
Okay, and there is one more question from Dr. Rajesh Rao, sir. What are the required for phone configurations, technical specifications? As he can attend but not able to share my screen in Google Meet.
सर एकदा परत वाचाल, कारण मला ते स्क्रीनवरती दिसत नाही क्वेश्चन त्यांचा.
The question is that what are the phone configurations? What are the requirement, technical specifications?
So there is no technical specification. You just need a iOS system or a Android system. You can use Google Meet. You can download from iOS store or for Android store. There is no connection of phone configuration. You just have to have a smartphone for using this Google Meet feature.
Okay, there is one more question from Professor Nikhil Tusuria. How do we know if we have disconnected?
It will show you in a two manner that you have left the meeting. First, see, if you have left the meeting, this is the icon how it will be shown on your screen, that Google Meet is seen. So if you accidentally left the meeting, it will show on your screen that you have left the meeting. It will automatically pop up a message. Let's see if I left the meeting from here. Okay. So
yes, thank you, sir.
If I left this meeting, see, this is the window which will be seen that you left the meeting. It will give you two options: rejoin and return to the home screen. If you rejoin that, you will again joining back that meeting. So this is the option. If you accidentally left the meeting, you can rejoin the meeting, and I have joined the meeting in a fraction of a second.
Oh yes, thank you, sir. You can proceed now.
Yes, sir. So in more options, sir, did I covered about the recording meetings?
No, sir.
No. And you can also please try for that at how to take attendance and all.
Okay, sir, no problem.
Yeah.
So second option which is available is a change layout. In that we can see sidebar. If this is a by default feature available, or by default setting which is made by the Google itself, that all the participant will be seen onto the right side sidebar. Now you can change the orientation as well. You can select now. If you are selecting this configuration of sidebar, at that time you will have to pin that person, or it will automatically start the presentation of the person who is presenting his or her screen. But the best option which is available, because it is quite interrupting to see people list as well as the person's screen which is available on the screen. So best way, select the spotlight. So you will get the entire screen. Entire screen is filled with the presentation only. If you are presenting something, see, if I start presenting some here, if I start presenting here my screen, it will fill the entire screen because it is spotlighted. It is spotlighted. That person is just a moment, I'll just show that screen. Now here I'm presenting. See, initially, if you are selecting this option, if this is your option, change layout, if you are selecting this sidebar, the screen is cutting in the part way. Part of the screen has been cut. You will able to see only that portion, presenter screen. Now, some will say ki we are not able to see 100%. So you can select the option, go in the option section. After going in the option section, change the layout and spotlight. See, your entire Google Meet screen is filled with the presentation or the screen which you want to present to the people. The entire screen is filled now. The people are not able to see how many people are there and what they are able to see 100% of your presentation. Okay, so this is the second option. Most commonly, I prefer this spotlight because I don't have to navigate. The person who's talking in the meeting will automatically highlight him, or the person who is starting the presentation, it will automatically start the presentation and spotlight that person. So we can automatically get the complete links and sessions and the person who are talking. We don't have to do that manually. It is automatically available. It is a spotlight, that option. Now this is the third feature, tile. Now if you don't want people on the sidebar, if you want to see how many peoples are available at once, so you can directly click here. It will give you this will be the appearance on your screen. So this appearance, your presentation is on, but you're able to see all the peoples who are present in your meeting are in one full screen, 99 people plus your presentation. So that is what this feature is. But I would recommend you to use this feature instead. This is a by default feature, or you can keep on auto. Depending on your situation, you can directly click on auto. This is a by default feature. But if you want the meeting to be go ahead with the people who are talking, with the people you want to utilize your 100% of the screen, you can simply select this spotlight because this is the best feature. You can, the person who are talking the screen on screen, see here I'm presenting to everyone. So if I change, if some third person is started talking, it will automatically navigate to that. But sometimes this finds to be hectic one because a student starts their mic and it will take out your presentation. Okay, so this is the second, we can say it as a drawback of this. But furthermore, you're getting the maximum screen. You're not able to see the people are only able to see your presentation. That's it. 100% of the screen has been utilized in the Google Meet. Now full screen. Now if you don't want the people to see what tabs you have open, I just want to show my Google Meet screen. So this is the full screen window which is available. You can exit it at any point of time by selecting exit full screen. So this is the feature. Your entire laptop screen, your entire mobile screen will be filled in this section. Turn on caption. Now this is a we can say shortcut key, and this is in the setting, turn on caption. If you want to turn on the caption will be automatically turn on. Now here the setting. Sometimes people complain that we are not able to check whether my audio is on, whether my setting is on. Now there are so many people who are using the laptop, they are connecting it, their system with the external speaker. So they can directly switch on by using this setting. Now this setting will give you only two things. First is your microphone and video. In that microphone, whatever the systems that you are connecting, let's say if I'm connecting my speakers, if I'm connecting any external speaker system to my laptop, at that time it will show you this option. Now I have connected my headphone, I have attached my mic, so not on the mic, the speaker, external speaker I have attached with my laptop. So it will automatically showing me the options, what options I have attached with my systems. So I can select speaker, I can select the default system. So better option is to select, keep it as it is. You can select default application, but if you are using microphone, or if you are using any other mic system for your laptop, and if you want people to hear you clearly, you can simply toggle here and select the microphone external device if you have with you. This is the option for video. What type of video you want? If you have any external device along with your desktop, let's say if you are connecting with a Logitech system of video, you can simply click here, select the camera, and it will show you the number of cameras attached to your system. Now this is a by default camera of my laptop, easy camera. If you are attaching any extra accessories to that, it will show you in this feature. Okay, now select the resolution. The best possible, if you are having a good connectivity, you can select the camera clarity to a 720. How much resolution you want people to see, how you want people to see your presentation, how you want to see how other people wants to see you on your camera phone. So this is the resolution you want to send them, a clear high resolution. So this is the option available. So better always prefer 360. 720 will consume more bandwidth, though the camera quality is good, but still 360 is preferred, and you can able to see the person's face or on the video call. Receive resolution, if other person is receiving, let's say I am the teacher and the person, 10 students are there, I want them to see 720 pixel of my video. So I'll write here send resolution 720, but students have all the rights to change here 720 or the way they want to see. So 720, 360, here it is clearly shown that send resolution and receive resolution, how you want to see others and how I want to show others. So these two options are available in the video section. Third option, next, you can join by using your cell phone as well. If you are not able to join your meeting anyhow by using Google Meet or any other application, so you can simply try this feature, use your phone for an audio. So you can directly call on this, you can dial in this number, but dialing in this number by selecting the by default number is available. See here, number is available, dial number. You can click dial this number and you can select the pin 367. It will directly give you the details while dialing in. But I would recommend don't prefer a phone call until and unless, because the carrier charges may apply for to apply during the meeting. This may happen or this may not be happen. Okay. Next is, these are the general queries. If you want any help, if you are attending a meeting and if you are finding something contents shown on your screen are not good, so you can simply report that person who is presenting the screen. You can complain that person up to the Google meeting or the details or directly. So these are the available features. You can report a problem. While reporting a problem, you can give suggestion to the Google. It will automatically take the screenshot of your screen. This is my entire Google Meet screen and I'm facing this issue, and you can directly send it to the Google. So that is the best possible feature which is available in the Google Meet application. I'll just cancel it. You can hear what is the problem that you are facing while using the Google Meet, and if you want to include screenshot, include that screenshot as well. It will automatically take the entire screenshot, or if you want manually to take the screenshot of the screen, it will automatically take that. This is all about your Google Meet software. Now, if you want to join a meeting, see, I'll presenting, leave this meeting, and I have left the meeting. Okay, here in the another login, I have already joined. So what is the code number which is available? Okay, I'll go back to my home screen again. Return to the home screen. Just you have to just click here, return to the home screen. Now, what is the code? http meet.google.com moscipwgi. So instead of writing the entire code, what you have to do, mos, you have to simply write here so join meeting. You have to type the code which is provided here. The code is MOS. Just a moment. The code is MOS. I'm typing the code for this meeting. CICP you don't have to give that dash. So I'll just write CICP, and it is not case sensitive. So you can use small letter or capital letter. WGI, WGI. So this is the meeting code. Meeting code is shown like this: dash, dash, and dash. 9-digit code, or it can be a 10-digit or 10 word. So after writing that code, you can simply click here to continue. Now it will ask your consent. Switch off your camera, mute your mic, click on join now. I have joined the meeting. So this is an alternate way. If you want to join the meeting, just circulate the code, ask the student to enter the code, they will automatically join your Google meeting. Sir, do we need to cover that Google Calendar as well?
Yes, sir. Please cover.
Okay. So if you want to go ahead with the Google Calendar, I'll simply switch off all my meetings from the Google Meet so that we can easily get the things with the Google Calendar. Now Google Calendar is helping you a lot. Google Calendar is helping you to manage everything. It is helping you to join the meeting. It is helping you for scheduling the meeting. So how to go? The similar option you have to choose. You have to select, instead of Google Meet, I will be selecting Google Calendar. So while selecting the Google Calendar, you will see this is the basic appearance of the home screen of Google Calendar. In this, you can see the number of events which are been added, which are been shown here. What are the lectures, what are the scheduling, and what dates are available here. Everything is shown. So you can see I am selecting the date. Now let's say I have a meeting. Google Calendar, if Google Calendar is very much synchronized with your Google Classroom. If you are using Google Classrooms, that Google Classroom is automatically synchronized with your Google Calendar. Now this is my email calendar. If you are opening this for the first time, it will automatically show this, your name, which is available with a Google Calendar, and the basic appearance will show you the monthly view. That is on to you how you want to see your calendar. You can select monthly view. If you want a day view, 1st of September, what will be there, 10 to 1, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So this is the day view. Week view, if you want a weekly view, then it will give you the week view as well. Next, month view. This is the most preferred one because you see everything here, and we can easily use this feature. Now let's say on 2nd of September, I have a meeting and I want to schedule that. We forgot whether that meeting has been scheduled and how to schedule that. So you have to just click on this date. So I'll just click here 2. Okay? It will automatically showing me the timing. At what time you want to schedule, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 1 to 2, or whatever the preferred time you have. So I'll say my meeting is at 11 a.m. But it is not necessary to click at 11 a.m. You can click anywhere entire screen where the lines are available. So if you click here, it will automatically generate the event. So यहाँ पे, if I click 9 to 10, it has created an event. I'll just click here. I'll just click here. It will open a dialog box and it will show you the settings. So for 2nd, I have a meeting I have an event at 10:30 to 11:30. Now don't worry about the time. If you accidentally click on 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, no matter, it doesn't matter. You can change the timing as per your convenience. Even you can change the date as per your convenience as well. Accidentally, if you click on 2nd and you want to schedule it on the 1st, so that is also possible. Okay. So I'll write here Shrikant Baste meeting. Okay, so this is my meeting. I'm creating an event. What I did, I'll just discard the changes. What I did, I just clicked here and this window has pop up. If it is not popping up, what you can do, you can click here create. Okay, if you are not able to get this dialog box after clicking here, what you can do, you can click here to create. It will automatically create an event. Now I'll write here Shrikant Baste meeting. So after clicking here, it is an event. Now when you want to schedule that, so Wednesday, September 2, and what is the preferred time? A preferred time, I want to schedule my meeting at 11, I want to schedule it at 1:30. And by default time is 1 hour. Let's say if your meeting is 1:30, it will automatically take your end time that 2:30. Now if you want to carry go ahead with the 2 hours meeting, so you can simply click here timing. So timing is 3 a.m. Sorry, 3 p.m. So 1.5 hours meeting I have scheduled. Okay, so this is the timing, adjustment of the timing. Now if you accidentally like click another date and you want to change the date, you can click at any point of time, you can change the date. I want 7th of September to be my meeting. So it has already changed. The meeting has been changed from September 2 to September 7. So this is the timing is as it is. You have only changed the date. Now there is one more feature if you want to use, if you want this activity to be a continuous one or it is only for that day. So that is your choice. You can select whether that activity is repeating. What I can do, I can select this event is continuously repeating day after day. So if you select daily, it will automatically go for a daily event. Okay, but I want clear only one meeting on September 7. Now here is a option, add guest. Here you can see on your screen more options is available and save option is available. I click on more option, so I can get an enlarged view of this screen. Okay, now what you have to do, we'll have to click on add Google Meet video conferencing. You don't have to go on to the meet.google.com. You don't have to click on schedule a meeting, or you don't have to click start a meeting. No, it is directly automatic thing. So I'll just click here add a Google Meet. So here you can see the meeting link is already generated. Okay, now I want other people to see whether I want to add the guest. I want to add the guest whom I want to add in the my meeting, whom I want to send, or who are the people who can really get the link. This link is not available to everyone. This link is available only to the people who you want to show. So I'll just write here, I'll add one email address. So I'll be adding, it will be showing that it is not my organization email. Okay, so this is the notification section. Now this is the person I have added. I have all the rights to remove this. You can remove the people whom you have sent the link. You can add the location, this is an optional, but notification, now it's your choice how you want a notification. Whether you want scheduling, you want an alarm, you want an email notification, it can be a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute, depending on that. You can convert it into hours, days, or weeks. You want a prior intimation, like 1 week ago that in next week we have a meeting. So you can select here weekly, daily, or hours, or in minutes. So I prefer 10 minutes before I'll get a notification. Now this is the default calendar that you have, is my own calendar, and you want to type here something like the way Google hello. I'm just writing here hello. Please join my meeting. So I'll type here, and I want, who is that person? I want to add one person, and that is my personal email address, and save. Okay, and it will ask you whether you want to send the notification. It is showing you dismiss, don't show, and send. So this is the send option, which is option. So this email has been sent to the third party person whose meeting you want to schedule, or whom you want to see, or whom you want to add in the meeting. So I'll just click my personal email address. see, I have got an invitation from whom? Shrikant Baste meeting. When that meeting is? Monday, September 7, 2020. At what time? 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So this is the invitation which I have received now. Now, if I click here, we'll have a simultaneous view. You just have to click here. Don't worry. You can directly click on the meeting. Just see here, it is not showing a tick because I haven't accepted my invitation yet. I don't know whether that person wants to join the meeting or not. And how will I get to know? It is showing, see, one yes, one awaiting. So in that invitation, there are 3 options are available: yes, maybe, or no. So you can simply click yes, I am going for the meeting. Okay, this is the meeting link which is available with you. Now I'll open my calendar. I'll just open that event. You can see a green tick has been seen or here because I have given my confirmation ki yes, I want to join the meeting. So this is how we schedule meeting by using the Google Calendar.
Shrikant sir.
Yes, sir.
Can we make only one common link for all lectures? Suppose there are 20 lectures per week.
हाँ.
तो एक ही link बना सकते हैं क्या per week?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can make a one link, one common link. For that, what you have to do, you have to see. I'll add one more thing. I'll see if I do this for. I'll change. Do not repeat. I'll click daily. Okay. So daily till I'll custom it. Repeat after every one day. If you are adding 20 lectures, so I'll write here after every one day, this is going to repeat. So it will ask me this option. So मैं एक बार वापस बताता हूँ आपको. Does not repeat यहाँ here you will see one option. I'll select it custom and repeat after every 1 week or 1 day. It's your choice. So repeat after every 1 day. The same meeting is going to get repeated. Now on. Okay. When your meeting is going to end, that date you have to select. By default is 7. 7 is my start date. Now I want this for till 9th of September. So I'll click here 9 and I'll click done and just save this. I have sent the notification to everyone. I'll switch on to monthly view.
Yes, that is common link for all lectures.
Now here you can see for September. We did it for September, no? Shrikant Baste meeting. So Shrikant Baste meeting, Shrikant Baste meeting, Shrikant Baste meeting. And here, join with Google Meet, join with Google Meet, join with Google Meet.
Okay.
That link is common. But sir, there is one disadvantage. If you switch on the link for 24 hours, Google do says that working hours, we are setting working hours 9 to 5. But as a teacher, we are setting our priority hours 9 to 5. But these links are active. These links are active now. Now, if I click here, though it is September, if I click here, join with the Google Meet, the meeting has started. The meeting has started.
Okay.
So we can create for number of events that we want, the number of people you want to add. You can any point of time you can change the event. Now I have changed my event. So see, the blue tick has been removed because I have taken I have sent an invitation for only 1 day. I have changed the number of days. So I have got the rescheduling. I must have got a rescheduling email. See, updated invitation. Yes, the event has been changed from September 7 to Friday, October 9. So till October 9, I have got the invitations.
Okay.
And if I click yes, it will be reflected in my calendar that this organizer has accepted your invitation, and it is showing now a green tick. So this is how we can schedule a Google meeting. Now, if you open a Google Meet application, if you are going onto the home screen of Google Meet, it will show you the scheduling. See, if it is not scheduled for today, it will show you the activities. Now I'll schedule it for the today. just you can observe, or we can have a demonstration. I'll just add time. Hello. I'm adding time, and my meeting will start at 2:45 to 3:45 by default. And I'm adding add video meet Google conferencing, and I'm just saving that. Okay. What I'll have to do, I'll just have to refresh my window. So after refreshing my window of Google Meet, initially see, it has been updated. Now this is my meeting at 2:45. It has been reflected from calendar to my Google Meet home screen.
Okay.
So once you click here, so instead of joining or start meeting, you can just click here and it is automatically joining you in the meeting.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And meeting is started. Okay, I'll just delete this event. Okay, so I have deleted this. So this is about the Google Calendar. And one more thing, how to start the live conferencing by using Google Meet. So I'll just click here, edit option. See, join here with Google Meet. Okay. Now, if you have a number of participants more than 1,000 people, so here you can see a drop down menu is available, view more option. So just click here. Your meeting ID is there. Your phone number is available. You have to just click here, add a live stream. So if I add a live stream, this is my live stream link. Now this is, we are supposed to send to the participant. This is the live link. This is the streaming link. It just work like a YouTube. It will navigate you to the Hangout and you can present to the thousands of people at the same time. This is the live stream link. Now how I have generated this, I'll discard the changes. I'll click here. I have clicked edit event. Join Google Meet is already. If you accidentally close this, okay? If you accidentally close this and try to save, so it will ask you whether you want to save for this event only. So, or you want all the events. Just now we had created around 30 events with a Google Meet link with the same link. Now, if I accidentally remove, now it will ask you three options: this event, this or following event, or all events. Now it's on to you whether you want to disable that Google Meet link for all the events or you want to disable this for this event only. So I'll just click for this event only. Okay. It will ask your consent whether you want to notify to the people or not. So it will ask you the permission. I'll click here, join with the Google Meet again. Drop down menu here you will see a drop down menu. After clicking that, here is an option available, add a live stream. Click here and it will automatically create a generate a link, live stream. Copy that link, send it to the participant, and you're good to go a live event for a live event. So I'm just saving this activity. Now we have changed this for one activity only. Now if I click here, this and the following events, I'm just right clicking here and I'm pressing OK. Send the invitation to all the people. Now initially you have seen, see, when I have clicked on join only for this event, it has not reflected these changes. But when I click this and the following event, all the simultaneous, all the lectures, all 30 lectures has a same link. Now here it is giving you watch a live stream. Now students are expected to be present here. They'll not see you. They'll directly see your screen, whatever you are presenting. So I'll just start the meeting. So we can have a live demonstration of both the things, how that live link will be look like. And I am presenting my screen now. I want people to see my PPT. This is my PPT. Just a moment. What you want to present? I want my not entire screen. I'll open my application window only. And this is my PPT. I want them to see. This is my screen. And you're good to go with a live streaming as well, because you are presenting, you have started with the meeting and you have added a live stream, and now it will be showing you that waiting for streaming to be played, please stand by. So once it has been synchronized properly with your system. It will automatically take you to the back to the meeting. Just a moment. I'll leave the meeting, rejoin the meeting. Join now, present now, a window, and I want people to see my application. This is the window, this is the meet, and this is the share. Okay, and I am presenting my screen. Now on your screen you are able to see the organizer scheduled this meeting for to be streamed. I am the organizer. It is my right whether I want streaming or not. So once you click here start streaming, you just have to click here, is everyone is okay with the streaming this. That means it is asking your consent, make everybody is ready. I click start streaming. So once you start streaming, you will see you're going live onto the left side. Onto the bottom side, you will see streamers started the stream. You are live now. Just click here, go onto this window, because this is my link ID, and this is the live meeting. It has been started now. I have presented my screen has been presented. I'll select to present my screen now. Okay, my screen has been presented. This is my screen. It will automatically take you to the presenter slide. It will automatically navigate you. Now what you have to do, you have to just ping that screen. Pin the presentation of the person whose screen is whose screen you want to show it to the people, and this is how your live streaming will look like. You can select the quality setting function. You can select what is the quality that you want. If you want 720, select the 720, and it is clear. You are good to go live. You are live now. Now the people who has the link, no one will able to see me. I am only the person who is attending the meeting, and rest of the people have only live link. So that is how the live streaming on by using the calendar is possible. I'll stop the live streaming. I'll stop the presentation. So yeah, here one more option is added, stop streaming. So I'm stopping the streaming. It will ask me whether you want to stop, and I have stopped the streaming. Now this screen will be a blank for the students or the people who are attending my live session. It will automatically give them the option that the meeting is ended. Okay, so this is how the live streaming is possible by using the Google Meet, by using the Google software or Google Calendar. Yes, sir.
Yes.
How to take the attendance?
Yes, sir.
Should we cover that topic as well? How to take the attendance by using Google?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Calendar. I'll start my meeting first. I'm rejoining. Now see, this is the rejoining meeting. I'm joining this meeting back. Now what we have to do, if you want to take the attendance of the people and if you want to avoid them, if you want if you don't want the names of the student to be displayed on the screen, without knowing them, you want to take their attendance. So what you have to do, you have to go in a Chrome store. You can go into the App Store of Chrome. Now these are the extension section. Now just a moment, I'll demonstrate you. Okay, so in Google, what you have to write, go to the Google homepage. Go to the Google homepage. type here meet attendance extension, okay, for Chrome. Now the first thing, it will display you the attendance, meet attendance. Just click here. Now after clicking here, you will see the extension meet attendance. If it is not added, there will be an option add to the Chrome. Here you will find an option add to the Chrome, and once it added, you will you need to download that software. You need to add that extension to your Google Chrome, and once you add that extension, you have to just click here and you will see extensions here. So this is the meet attendance extension you will see here. Kindly click here and allow that meet attendance to be installed on your Chrome. It will ask your consent, which email address you want to use the meet attendance. So that meet attendance will automatically take your consent for signing up with an email. It will ask your permissions whether you want to go. I'll open a new incognito tab so that I can clearly demonstrate you. Google Meet extension for Chrome. Okay, so I have just typed. Sorry, not Google Meet. Meet attendance extension for Chrome. So once I click here, I have not signed in my Gmail account. See, it has already been added, and I cannot add this in the incognito tab. So you just have to click here, add to the Chrome. Here it will show you the option add to the Chrome. Once you add, you just have to click here. This is the option extension plugin. You just have to click here, click on meet attendance. Once you click on meet attendance, it will ask your permission to manage your drive, to manage your email. Kindly allow that to take your consent. Allow the permissions to meet attendance software. And once you allow that software, you can see that color of this rotten apple is not red, because this application has no use here. So if I enter here and started a meeting, I'm starting the meeting here. And once I start the meeting, you can see that rotten apple has turned to a red color because it is the extension of Google Meet. Okay. So here, once you click, it will ask you, see, meet attendance options and getting started. Here you will allow that meet attendance for your consent, allow that to access your email account, and then it will show this complete portion. Now, when you add that extension to your Chrome, it will show like this. When you click on the button of people, it is showing you the people. Now, along with that, you will be equipped with some other tools. Now, this is the Meet extension. These are the extension, attendance extension. Here, the option, this option is available for creating a new spreadsheet. If you want, what we do, we want everything in one Excel sheet, and I don't want to create number of Excel sheet for all my lectures. So what I'll do, I'll just click any of this. If you are for a first time user, you will have to create this Excel sheet first. After creating that, it will generate your one file, Meet attendance file on your Google Drive. Now, how that file will look like, I'll show that so that you will have a 100% demonstration for Google Meet extension as well. I'll just open my drive as well. Now this is my drive. Now this is where your attendance has been seen. Now this is the attendance. See, I have just edited just now. This is the Meet attendance, and it will show you the dates as well. At what date you are taking the attendance? 6th of August 2020. 6th of August 2020. And if I scroll to my left, this is the attendance for 4th of August. So every day if it is on you whether you want to keep a common file for all the attendance, whether you want to take a normal attendance, or you want a number of Excel sheets. Now if you want to avoid your burden, now if you want everything to be in a one Excel sheet, you can select here this is to take an attendance in the same Excel sheet. Now if you click here, I'll click here, see if I click here it will automatically generate a new Excel sheet, and the attendance will be generated in the new Excel sheet. And this is the option if you want to carry or go ahead with the same Excel sheet. Now this is the toggle software. You have to toggle this on and off. If you toggle this, if you click here, it will ask you what you want to do. I want the same to be in a same Excel sheet. I want to go ahead with the same Excel sheet. So I'll just click here. I'll toggle this switch. It is asking how many people are there. Initially it is showing 0, correct? So this is showing 0, but there is one person available in the meeting, and that's me. So you will have to click here. Just click here, toggle that switch. It is showing you the attendance. One person is available in the meeting. Now click here and you are good to go. You are taking the attendance at 2:19 p.m. Now this is my laptop timing. This is the timing which is synchronized with your desktop. So 2:19, just now I have taken the attendance. This is my meet link, and this is the person who was present in the meeting. This is the person who is present in the meeting. This is the person who is present in the meeting. Just a moment. Huh? This is the person, this is the Excel sheet. This is the person who is present in the meeting. So you can simply take the names of the student. You will automatically get to know who are the attendants, who are the people attending the who are attending your meeting. So this is how we use Google Meet application, Google Meet extension, Google Meet attendance. You will get the link of the meeting as well. You will have a proper record. What was your meeting ID? At what time you have started the lecture? Or who were the attendees? Who were the people attended your session? So you can directly take the names. You can copy paste in your attendance sheet, and these are the attendees who are present in the screen. Now this will automatically change as the number of people who will join the meeting. It will automatically change. Now if I add here, you can see number of people are how many now? 2 people are there. So I'll just come here. I'll click here. See, the number of people have changed. Now it is my another account which has been added here. So number of people are 2 now. And what is the timing? The same timing. So this is how we take the attendance by using the Google Meet extension. This Google Meet extension is only available for the Chrome software. The Meet attendance extension software is not available for other browsers. It is only available for the Chrome browser. So this is how we are using Google Meet attendance. Please make sure that the apple is, the rotten apple is in a red color. Now, one more thing, if you want to go, this is the toggle switch. If you switch it off, it will show 0. Initial settings are like this. This is how initial settings are. So it will not count your attendance until and unless you toggle the switch. Now it has toggled the switch. Now if you have number of switch, if you want that to go vertically as well, so click here. It will go start reading the number of people who are attending your meeting. Make sure that these 2 are green. And if you are using for the first time, most probably we get a confusion where to click. You're free to click on a new, you can create a new spreadsheet. You can go ahead with the same Excel sheet. If it is not asking permission here, it will ask you the permission here. It will ask you the permission where you want to add the meeting, where you want the number of people who are attending the meeting. So it will show you the options in the same Excel sheet or in the same in a new Excel sheet, but make sure these are the green. Until and unless they are green, it will not show you the number of participants available in the meeting. Okay, so this is all about Google Meet attendance software, that is Meet Attendance extension, available free on Chrome store. You can download it from the Chrome web store, and this is how it will look. Meet Attendance. There are a number of extensions available, but I do prefer Meet Attendance because it is very simple and easy to use, easy to toggle between the tabs. It can directly give me the required result, that these are the people who are available in the meeting. Number of people, I can directly get the required number. See, in the help box also, you can see number of people. This is the number of people who are attending your meeting, toggling the switches, Meet Attendance software, adding a new spreadsheet, continuing with the same spreadsheet. This is a new sheet. This is a new spreadsheet. This is an on-off toggle. So until and unless you go for this, it is not going to refer this. Now this is auto scrolling, and just enable this. And for taking the attendance, click here to do. So it will automatically generate the attendance of the students. So this is all about Google Meet, Google Calendar, and Google Meet attendance link. Sir, back to you, sir.
So there are some questions in chat box.
Yes,
Question from Dr. Evelyn ma'am. Besides Google Meet, Geo, and Zoom, what are the other video conferencing apps one can use for other for online teaching?
Besides Google, Geo, Zoom, ma'am, there is one more software. Microsoft Teams software is also available, video conferencing software. It is available free by Microsoft. Microsoft Teams is the name of that video conferencing software, and the same features are available with the Teams as well, but there you will have to create a group of students. There you have to create your organization profile, your own profile, and you can present to the group of people at same time. So Teams is also good software, Microsoft Teams, and for that you will be required with the Office 365 account or Windows account to work on that. So in the live stream, you can't see who is actually seeing the session. No, sir. Who is seeing the session, we cannot see. The people who are live, and the person who is live streaming, they are not able to see how many people are there live. This is the drawback of live stream of Google Meet. This is just a simple advanced version which is provided by a Google Meet extension, or Google Meet software, in order to gather the maximum number of people at the same time. We cannot actually see each other, who is presenting and who is the host. You can only see if there is a host, that host can directly manage the on-screen applications. Can we use Meet attendance multiple times in the same session? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, we can use. See, my screen is on. I have taken a subsequent during this time. I have taken attendance 5 or 6 times without knowing to the third party person. I have taken attendance almost for 4 or 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And persons who are attending your meeting won't come to know how many times you have taken the meeting. So what we usually prefer, the best practice, try to see what is the maximum count available in the meeting. We usually take a meeting after every 15 to 20 minutes or 25 minutes. It is on to you. Whenever you are clicking on that icon to do, whenever you are clicking your meeting, your attendance is automatically recorded, and it is being your attendance has been recorded in the Excel sheet.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions? Yes, any questions?
आप देख लो, मुझे वो आइडिया नहीं, आप एक बार देख लो ना, खुद भी देख।
Hello, can I ask a question?
Yes, sure, ma'am. Yes, sure, ma'am. Please ask.
Actually, somebody's voice is in between.
एक मिनट है मैम, एक मिनट.
फॉरवर्ड कर दूँ.
लता मैम, प्लीज.
ठीक है, क्या लिखोगे? स्टूडेंट रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर, नाम, FY BSc ID और अपना.
Hello.
Ma'am, please.
That Google Meet attendance extension file, I am not able to download from Chrome store. Some error it shows. What errors can be there? I mean,
first error that software may face that while downloading, maybe there will be an internet connectivity issue. Second option, because the application is available free of cost, so majorly there will be only a single thing will occur, and that will be the connectivity issue. And you can try once again. You can refresh the
simultaneously, if too many windows are being opened, then that downloading strength will not be there. Is it like that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It is not like that. Maybe it is not getting the required website extraction from the third-party server.
Acha.
Yes, any question? Please raise your hand. I will unmute. Here or any suggestion? Please raise your hand. I will. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Nikhil, please proceed.
सर, गूगल मीट में किसको अनम्यूट करना पॉसिबल है क्या, या म्यूट करना पॉसिबल है क्या स्टूडेंट्स को?
अगर आपको सारे पार्टिसिपेंट को एक साथ अगर म्यूट करना है तो वो भी एक एक्सटेंशन है.
अच्छा, एक्सटेंशन है. एक्सटेंशन. अच्छा.
म्यूट ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट ड्यूरिंग द मीट, तो वो एक्सटेंशन आपको डाउनलोड करना पड़ेगा. म्यूट करने के लिए आपके पास राइट्स है सर. इफ यू आर अ होस्ट देन यू कैन म्यूट द पार्टिसिपेंट, बट यू कैन नॉट म्यूट देम एट वंस. You have to open their name, click on their name, and then.
चलेगा. Yes, sir.
Yes, any other suggestion?
सर एक सजेशन था सर.
बोल.
हाँ सर, नेक्स्ट टाइम सर एक और अपन ये गूगल क्लासरूम बाकी का भी सेशन जो गूगल से कनेक्टेड है ना, वही बाद में लेंगे सर.
यस, श्योर. प्रैक्टिकल सेशन अरेंज करेंगे, बट डेस्कटॉप लैपटॉप कुछ तो चाहिए ना, अदरवाइज ये कैसा है, मोनोटोनस होता है.
हाँ सर.
Okay, we will arrange. Yes, any query from other participant or any suggestion? Please raise your hand. I will unmute. No suggestion. Okay. Lakshmi ma'am.
Yes.
Please give vote of thanks.
So good afternoon, everyone. A little about the speaker of today, Mr. Shrikant Baste. He is a master in thermal engineering. He is pursuing his PhD in mechatronics. And he is a professor in mechanical engineering. Absolutely a multifaceted person. He is right now in New Horizon Engineering and Management Institute, and he is heading the training and placements. Thank you so much, sir. And on behalf of all the participants here, we wish that Mr. Shrikant will shortly turn to Dr. Shrikant Baste. Our good wishes with you, sir. And once again, on behalf of the principal of the college, the IC principal, Dr. Neha Jagtiani, our extremely good technical support from Dr. Milind Kulkarni, without which this would never have happened, and our all participants, I thank you so much once again for having this extremely lively, interactive session for us. I think education is now going to be technology based, And we need more such sessions and more hands-on training like these in order to conduct our online classes. So once again, on behalf of all of us, I thank you so much. And shortly, as I said, Dr. Shrikant Baste, thank you for being with us. Thank you for patiently answering each and every query that has come about in today's discussion. Thank you, Milind, and thank you to all our participants. Have a good day.
Yes, thank you, Lakshmi ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you,
Milind sir.
Shrikant sir, and all. Yes, Nikhil sir, please proceed.
Sir, this was the best session, sir, I have ever attended for the video conference. It was the best session, sir. Thank you, sir, for the thing.
Thank you, dear all. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Shrikant sir. Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am. Thank you all. Lakshmi ma'am, can I end this session?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shrikant sir. Thank you
sir.
all.
My pleasure, sir.
I am ending this session now.